forever once you join one of the tiers of my Patreon, okay? So we have the live stream health class, right, which you're going to get, but you're also going to get my on-demand health class. Remember, the health class is really 28 hours, but you in my live health class were able to receive 8 hours, 4 hours in session 1, 4 hours in the following session. You're also going to be able to get my ebook as well. So you can download my ebook, as well as those that saw me in person, you got a physical copy. You might have got it autographed, you might not. But however, you have a physical copy of my book as well. You got the live question and answers during my health class as well, and then the live chat during the event. This whole health class portion is designed to give you the information necessary so that you can put the nutrients in your body that's going to allow your body to heal itself. Once you get your physical health in check, now it's time to move up a tier and get high with Daweed. Getting high with Daweed is basically a physical and mental, spiritual portion of the course. This is where you're going to receive my creation series, where you are able to create anything that you want in your environment, your space, or your reality whenever you want to. This is such a powerful course. I was actually watching it heal relationships, and I've seen people actually physically heal their body. Before I was doing the physical health class, they were physically healing their bodies with their mind. And so it's an extremely powerful course. It's an extremely powerful portion and tier of the course as well. And you get everything in tier 1, which is the physical health class, plus you get the Getting High with Daweed creation series, okay, as well. You're also going to get my daily meditation videos here, which are very important to watch, right? You can actually physically heal yourself with just body meditation. Okay, so you're going to get my spiritual meditation, my physical meditation, and my mind meditation videos inside of this tier. Now, once you do that, or even before that, if you have a serious chronic problem, or you're not able to understand and be able to physically heal yourself just by watching my videos, then you can walk with Daweed. And walking with Daweed is very important. This is for the serious only. And I put together a tailored health system just for you. You have access. You can call me, you can email me, you can talk to me, and I will, or Zoom with me face to face, therefore that I will be able to help you and walk you through your physical ailment, mental ailment, or spiritual ailment, and walk you through that process. This is extremely powerful because it's not just about feeling better, it's about feeling normal again like you did when you were a child. No matter which tier you choose to start with, I'm looking forward to working with you. Peace. Welcome to my Patreon, where you might have come here from my YouTube or my Eventbrite where the videos expire within 30 days. Now you have access to my exclusive content forever once you join one of the tiers of my Patreon, okay? So we have the live stream health class, right, that you're going to get, but you're also going to get my on-demand health class. Remember, the health class is really 28 hours, but you in my live health class were able to receive 8 hours, 4 hours in session 1, 4 hours in the following session. You're also going to be able to get my ebook as well. So you can download my ebook, as well as those that saw me in person, you got a physical copy. You might have got it autographed, you might not. But however, you have a physical copy of my book as well. You got the live question and answers during my health class as well, and then the live chat during the event. This whole health class portion is designed to give you the information necessary so that you can put the nutrients in your body that's going to allow your body to heal itself. Once you get your physical health in check, now it's time to move up a tier and get high with Daweed. Getting high with Daweed is basically a physical and mental, spiritual portion of the course. This is where you're going to receive my creation series, where you are able to create anything that you want in your environment, your space, or your reality whenever you want to. This is such a powerful course. I was actually watching it heal relationships, and I've seen people actually physically heal their bodies. Before I was doing the physical health class, they were physically healing their bodies with their mind. And so it's an extremely powerful course. It's an extremely powerful portion and tier of the course as well. And you get everything in tier 1, which is the physical health class, plus you get the Getting High with Dawid creation series, okay, as well. You're also going to get my daily meditation videos here, which are very important to watch, right? You can actually physically heal yourself with just body meditation. Okay, so you're going to get my spiritual meditation, my physical meditation, and my mind meditation videos inside of this tier. Now, once you do that, or even before that, if you have a serious chronic problem, or you're not able to understand and be able to physically heal yourself just by watching my videos, then you can walk with Dawid. And walking with Dawid is very important. This is for the serious only. And I put together a tailored health system just for you. You have access to me where you can call me, you can email me, you can talk to me, and I will, or Zoom with me face to face, therefore that I will be able to help you and walk you through your physical ailment, mental ailment, or spiritual ailment, and walk you through that process. This is extremely powerful because it's not just about feeling better, it's about feeling normal again like you did when you were a child. No matter which tier you choose to start with, I'm looking forward to working with you. Peace. Welcome to my Patreon, where you might have come here from my YouTube or my Eventbrite where the videos expire within 30 days. Now you have access to my exclusive content forever once you join one of the tiers of my Patreon, okay? So we have the live stream health class, right, which you're going to get, but you're also going to get my on-demand health class. Remember, the health class is really 28 hours, but you in my live health class were able to receive 8 hours. 4 hours in session 1, 4 hours in the following session. You're also going to be able to get my ebook as well. So you can download my ebook, as well as those that saw me in person, you got a physical copy. You might have got it autographed, you might not. But however, you have a physical copy of my book as well. You got the live question and answers during my health class as well, and then the live chat during event. This whole health class portion is designed to give you the information necessary so that you can put the nutrients in your body that's going to allow your body to heal itself. Once you get your physical health in check, now it's time to move up a tier and get high with Dawid. Getting high with Dawid is basically a physical and mental spiritual portion of the course. This is where you're going to receive my creation series, where you are able to create anything that you want in your environment, your space, or your reality whenever you want to. This is such a powerful course. I was actually watching it heal relationships, and I've seen people actually physically heal their bodies. Before I was doing the physical health class, they were physically healing their bodies with their mind. And so it's an extremely powerful course. It's an extremely powerful portion and tier of the course as well. And you get everything in tier 1, which is the physical health class, plus you get the Getting High with. All right, everyone, we are going to go ahead and get started. It is 7 o'clock on the dot. We're here every single day. Please make sure, if you haven't, please subscribe to our channel. We greatly appreciate when you subscribe. It does 2 things. It allows you to know when we're going live. And 2, it allows you to ask questions in the chat. And then lastly, it allows you to be able to support the channel. And we need that support, please. We do appreciate it. We appreciate everyone being here. We haven't been on our regular schedule, still building. We got some great things happening, which is powerful. We got our new office coming. We got a better one now. So the one that I wanted opened up. So I'm taking that. We're taking that. We're going to have, I'm hiring employees and everything right now. So there's a lot going on in the back end. So I do apologize. I'm not able to be here every day with you all like I normally am. But please go back through, watch the rest of the videos. Those videos are very important. Some of them you need to watch 2 and 3 times because you need it to get into your subconscious mind. Remember, the body can do nothing that the subconscious mind will not allow it to. So if you're putting positive habits into the subconscious mind, then what's going to happen is your body will start automatically doing the things that are necessary in order for you to come back into perfect peace. So it's going good. Thank you for the congratulations, Sinart. You are always on point.
appreciate you greatly. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to play the disclaimer, and then from there, we will jump right into the course. Okay? Great.
Disclaimer. The information contained in this video is intended as an information resource only and is not to be used or relied upon for any diagnostic or treatment purposes. The video's information does not create any patient-physician relationship. Dawid Yisrael makes no representations about the accuracy or suitability of this content, as scientific and medical information updates and changes daily as more substantial information is discovered. Dawid Yisrael and any business associated during this video shall not in any event be liable for any direct or indirect damages, losses, injuries, or liability whatsoever suffered as a result of your use or misuse of this video's content. Use of this video is at the viewer's sole risk.
All right, so outstanding, so great. So again, make sure that you subscribe if you have not subscribed to our channel. It allows you to be able to chat with us. It allows you to be able to support the channel, and last, it's going to allow you to know when we go live. The other thing is our new website is up. Please, you can either scan here with the QR code, or you can go to foryouhealthclass.com, make note of that, take a screenshot, do whatever you need to do right now in order to be able to go there and visit our website as well. Get our free consultation. Sign up for the free consultation, which is extremely important. We have a 3-step process. 1, free consultation. 2, recommendation. 3 is a plan personalized to you that walks you through the process, and I put that plan together for you personally at this time, so I take full advantage of it before we grow too much, and I'm going to have individuals putting the plans together outside of myself. So with that, again, we're going to jump right into the course. Oh yeah, and lastly, I'm sorry, I can't forget my baby. Patreon.com/health class. Make sure you get one of our tiers. You can rewatch all of our videos there, depending on the tier that you're on. Right now, there's a lot of friendly stuff on YouTube because right now I'm building, but soon that'll be taken down, and you'll only be able to get to it actually through our website, because we have already moved everything to our website, but it's not live as far as the subscriptions. So we will be keeping the Patreon up, but we will be moving and migrating everything over to our website. So it's going really good. So with no further ado, the question on the floor is, what now? Are vaccines in your food? This is part 6. So if you missed part 1 through 5, you can go back into YouTube. They're still on our YouTube channel, or into our Patreon, patreon.com/health class, and watch those. Okay. So with that, I'm going to move forward. So we left off, today is going to be limitations and challenges. So let me explain to you where we were. We started off, first of all, this is an article from PubMed, or actually the National Institute of Health, right? Written by PubMed. So I want you to get that this is quality information, right? This is accredited information. This is not just something, this isn't like, what do you call that? Conspiracy theory. It's not conspiracy theory or anything like that. This is accredited information that I'm sharing with you. I try my best to stay away from conspiracy theories, not for the fact that they might not be true, because many conspiracy theories are found in one way or another to be true. So I'm not knocking them. I don't want you to ever think I'm knocking conspiracy theories. But the reason I don't promote them is because when I give you information, I want you to know it went from conspiracy theory all the way to fact. So whenever I'm bringing something to you, I'm always bringing facts to you. Accredited information is very important. And if I'm not, if for any reason I say it hasn't been proven, I'll say that it hasn't been proven. This is what it looks like, though. If we follow A to B, or A to Z, 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 = 4, right? That's I'll show you the facts through the trail till we can't get any more facts, and then I might have to go into conjecture, right? But normally I'm going to share with you exactly the information that you need that's accredited. so that you can go, when you go out, if you regurgitate what I'm saying, or if you share it, or if you use it in your life, you know this information has been studied, it has been researched by scientists, accredited scientists, and accredited doctors, on top of the other or the other information, right? So it could be Ayurvedic information, but then I'm going to show you where the Ayurvedic ties in, and now the doctors or the research is now showing that the Ayurvedic is correct. That way you can have it from both avenues when I deal with that. So I just want you to be clear on that. This information I'm talking about are vaccines in your food. I'm talking about this is from accredited sources. These are facts, not theory. Okay, so I want you to be real clear. So we went through the types of foods that they were putting it in already, right? We went through what they are, right? What types of viruses they're putting into the food to create these vaccines, right? Which we found out was what? E. coli, streptococcus, and it was another one as well. There were 4 of them. So we did that already. And now we're dealing with limitations and challenges. Oh, we dealt with disadvantages and advantages according to them. And then now we're dealing with limitations and challenges. Okay. So let's jump into it now. I'm going to go here. I want this one. Sorry. All right. So now let me move me out the way on this. There we go. All right, so with advancement, limitations and challenges. With advancement come many hurdles and problems. So is true for edible vaccines. Now they're calling these edible vaccines. This is the key word, edible. Meaning you're going to be eating vaccines, right? Like one could develop immunotolerance to the vaccine peptide or protein. Okay, so this is a limitation, that one could develop immunotolerance to the vaccine peptide or protein, which we discussed in earlier videos. Though a little research has been done on it, one of the key goals of the edible vaccine pioneers was to reduce immunization costs, but later many limitations were reported as given below. So these are the reasons they're saying, or the problems with it. Let's say it that way. But they're saying the reason that the problems that they're having with bringing these out, or doing what it is that they're planning on doing with it, because I think they're already in the food supply, in my opinion. However, they're not saying that, and I'm not going to say that because that's not a fact. That is theory. Okay? Consistency of doses from fruit to fruit, plant to plant, lot to lot, and generation to generation is not similar. Meaning, because it has the power, they're not going to say it this way, but this is the truth of the matter. Because the fruit, or because it's a living organism, it has the power to fight and repel that which doesn't belong in it. Therefore, you're going to get a different type of expression or gene expression from each different fruit. So you can't keep it consistent across the board, because the fruit itself in its nature is going to fight a foreign entity inside of it. Okay? So the consistency of doses from fruit to fruit, plant to plant, lot to lot, and generation to generation is not similar. Stability of vaccine in fruit is not known. Why? Because they haven't had a chance to study it on enough people yet to prove whether it's going to be stable or not. They don't know. Evaluation of doses requirement is tedious, right? Why? Because you can't just say, I'm going to put X milliliters inside of you. They don't know, because once they put it in the fruit, again, because the fruit's genome its gene expression is going to be different than eating it. Then you don't know exactly what you're getting when you eat it. They can't measure the dosage as easily. Selection of the best plant is difficult. certain foods like potatoes are generally not eaten raw, and cooking the food might weaken the medicine present in it. Okay, so certain foods like potatoes, right? People don't eat that raw. I mean, they don't. And what was the issue we found before? That it denatures the vaccine, right, as well as the food. But they don't say that. But we've been learning that, right, through our different from the past videos, right? And I think I really deal with it in the video on carcinogens, when I did a video on carcinogens. But the certain foods like potatoes, right, they're not eaten raw, and so when they cook it, just like it destroys the food itself, it also destroys the drug. Or should I say, in the case of potatoes, it destroys the drug potato and it destroys the drug, the vaccine, right? When you really understand, when you're clear, right? Are generally not eaten raw, and cooking the food might weaken the medicine present in it. Okay? Now, not convenient for infants, as they might spit it, eat a part of it all, eat part or eat it all, and throw it up later. Concentrating the vaccine into a teaspoon of baby food may be more practical than administering it in a whole fruit. So they're talking about giving this to children as well, but they're saying because the child might have an allergic reaction to it. Why? Because the child's body is stronger than the adult's body in reality, due to the fact it hasn't been broken down. Their body hasn't been broken down. Their body's in its natural state. So when you put that in them, their body's going to do exactly what it's supposed to do, and what? Eliminate it. Remember, symptoms are the healers. So if the child is spitting it up, right, then that child, that's the symptom. That means that child's body is healthy. Why? Because it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's rejecting a foreign entity that does not belong inside of it, right? Or a foreign substance in this case that does not belong inside of it. Okay, so certain foods like potatoes are generally not eaten raw, and cooking the food might weaken the medicine present in it. Not convenient for infants, as they might spit it, eat a part of it, or eat part or eat it all. Why do they say that on the eat part or eat it all? Because the child for a dose might need to eat all of the fruit in order to get the full dose, or they might only need to eat a little bit of it because they don't need a full dose. So therefore, they could overeat or undereat. So they have to figure out how they're going to do the dosages, right? And throw it up later, which would be great, actually. Concentrating the vaccine into a teaspoon of baby food may be more practical than administering in a whole food. So they're trying to figure out how we can do a dosage. How can we do a dosage, right? That's the goal. That's what they're really saying there. Now, 6, not convenient for infants. Okay, we already dealt with that one. 7, there is always possibility of side effects. Now, this right here is always there. Why would you have side effects? For anybody that's been taking my class, why would you have side effects from this? Why would you have side effects? What does that mean? Due to the interaction between the vaccine and the vehicle. Okay? So there might be side effects due to the interaction between the vaccine and the vehicle, meaning that the vaccine itself and that which it's going into. People could ingest too much of the vaccine, right? Which could be toxic, or too little. So people could ingest too much of the vaccine. That would not be good, right? Which could be toxic. How could they ingest too much of the vaccine? Because if I got an apple and I'm only supposed to eat one, but man, that apple tastes good to me and I eat 2, now I've got double dosage. If I eat 4, 5, 6, that's quadruple, what I'm saying, sextuple dosage. Now, what I want you to get though, that's important here, is that the dosage. But so if they're putting it in the food without people knowing. And we're going to deal with this in a future class, right? I'm still doing this series, so I'm going to go through this whole series. But I'm saying, if this is out to the public and the people are unaware of it, that's where this can really take place, right? Because it would be toxic. Too much of the vaccine would be toxic. So now it's incumbent upon them to make sure that that they don't do that. Like, remember, there was E. coli breakout, right? Oh, that was major. Now, and because they got E. coli, as we found out earlier, was one of the diseases or viruses that they use inside of these vaccines, or the antigen, basically, to create the antigen. We could possibly see why the E. coli broke out. You understand what I'm saying? Because they could have been testing it. We don't know what's going on, right? So I want you to be real clear that this could already be in the food supply. But one thing I know for a surety, it's coming. If it's not there in it, it is coming. All right? So people could ingest too much of the vaccine, which could be toxic, or too little, which could lead to disease outbreaks among populations believed to be immune. Okay? Now, this could lead to the disease outbreaks because they're saying too little. So if they're not taking enough, this could lead to disease outbreaks among populations believed to be immune. A concern with oral vaccines is the degradation of protein components in the stomach due to low pH, meaning when you eat, which all of you, well, not all of you, I'm sorry, those of you that have been through my health class, you already know we dealt with the pH in the stomach. We dealt intensely with that portion of the class. It's very important to understand the pH, because if you understand the pH, you're going to understand what you can and cannot digest, right? So but the pH is low, but it's not as low as a carnivore's pH, right? So due to low pH and gastric enzymes, they're saying, therefore, it would not be sustainable inside of that system, your digestive system, right? So, however, the degradation can be compensated by repeating the exposure of the antigen, meaning you're going to take more and more and more of it until immunological tolerance is accomplished. Okay? In other words, here's what they're saying. You're going to compensate it by putting so much of it into your body that you're going to break down your natural defense to the antigen. That's what they just said. And this, believe it or not, this is how you create disease. Right? Because you've put so much, right, of negative items into your body to where your body fought it as long as it could until it just gives up and says, if you can't beat it, join them. That's what's happening here. That's what they're saying. So your natural pH and your gastric enzymes are designed to not allow this into the body. But if you keep giving it to it and breaking it down, it's gonna succumb and give up. Right? And this is how we've broken down our bodies, our immune systems. Like I said, all of us are lactose intolerant. All of us. But what happened was, when you were a little child and your parents kept giving you cow's milk, basically, or whatever type of milk, when they gave it to you, then what happened was your body was like, okay. And some people, their body broke down. Therefore, they could drink milk. That was a breakdown of the body. That's not a good thing. That's terrible. Because when that system breaks down, now it cannot defend you against those negative things that are coming in that part of the defense system fights against. Right? So that is a breakdown. Whereas other people, their body said no, their body sustains and maintains that. Therefore, they are lactose intolerant. They are what? Many are what? Celiac. They call it disease, but they are celiac intolerant. They're intolerant to gluten. That's natural. That's a good thing. That's not bad. That's good. But we've broken that down, and so we break down our immune system. And if we read through this again, it says, however, the degradation can be compensated by repeat exposure of the antigen until immunological tolerance. In other words, they're saying we're going to break down the immune system until it will allow E. coli in, until it will allow streptococcus in, until it will allow these viruses into the body. That's what they're saying. You see that? You see that? That's bold. But that's what they're doing. This is how disease is created. This is how you break down the body. This is why we die. This right here is so deep. When I went through these, like going through these videos, right? And you need to go through them again, like on this vaccine piece. But going through these videos, it really shows me like everything we've been talking about, all my videos, everything I've been sharing with you all is right on point. Everything. It's right on point because they're showing you, they're purposefully trying to break you down to allow this to go in, which is supposed to then do what? Build your immunological system. That's why it says here, where it say that? People could ingest too much of the vaccine, which could be toxic, or too little, which could lead to outbreaks amongst people believed to be immune. Not that one. Not that one. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Maybe that is it. I think that is it. It might be another one. But anyway, I'm saying though, it might have been from another video though. But I'm saying where it's talking about breaking this down, right? It's going to break down your immune system. That's the goal. And then what is the immune system? The immune system defends against everything. It's not just a defense either. Your immune system is not just a defense mechanism, right? It is. The immune system actually makes sure that your vital functions are functioning properly. It wipes out anything that is not balanced in your body. It creates homeostasis in the body. So you never want to break down your immune system for any reason whatsoever. You will only use these if your immune system was already broken down, and like there's no other way. Like, I mean, when I say no, I'm talking about no other way, which I don't even believe exists. But if there's no other way that we're aware of to be able to fix them, then yeah, I always say choose life, period. Choose life. But I'm saying that, you know, this, you should never be taking these. 10, potential risk of spreading the disease by edible vaccine delivery is a concern of many. Potential contamination of the oral delivery system is a possible danger. Yeah, they could. So in other words, let's say they had a foreign enemy and then somebody purposely tried to contaminate that area. That could happen. You know what I'm saying? Or they could contaminate what they're injecting into the fruit. That can happen too. But to me, those would be more of an excuse, reason, explanation, because they know how to quarantine a location. They know how to do that very well. Companies, forget just government. We can forget government level. Companies know how to quarantine to keep their secrets and so that no one can get into their location or out of the location with their formulas as they're developing product. Like there's certain things you have to go through to get into certain plants of certain companies so that they can make sure that their formula is not stolen. They know how to do that. That's not something strange. Right? They know how to do that. So if that happens, that's got to be really investigated, right? It could just be an accident, right, taking place. Now, foreign proteins in plants accumulate in low amounts, 0.01 to 2% of the total protein, and are less immunogenic. Therefore, the oral dose far exceeds the intranasal parenteral dose. For example, oral hepatitis B dose is 10 to 100 times the parenteral dose of 100 grams of potato, expressing B subunit, I'm not going to go through that really. We can skip that. Attempts at boosting the amount of antigens often lead to stunted growth of plants, right? So that, yeah. Okay, so again, we're going to read that. Attempts at boosting the amount of antigens often lead to stunted growth of plants. Now, this is deep right here, right? So, let's think about that. If the attempts at boosting the amount of antigens often lead to stunted growth of plants, what do you think that's doing to you? What do you think that's doing to you? And this is what people don't think about. People do not think about what it's doing to them. This is super important. Like, why not? What are you thinking about? They're not thinking about what it does to them, right? So attempts at boosting the amount of antigens often lead to stunted growth of plants and reduced tuber/fruit formation, right? As too much mRNA from the transgene causing gene silencing in the plant genome, right? So the reduced tuber fruit formation as well. So it stops not only the plants, but the fruit. So what is this? What is it? And what is it actually doing if it's stopping fruit formation? What is that called? What would that be? That would be sterilization, right? Anything, fruit increases your fertility, right? Anything decreasing fertility, you should never put into your body. Anything that stops you from being fertile, stops you from being able to have children, is totally in every single way, against the divine universal laws of nature, period. Anything, nothing in nature is designed for you to eat or put into your body, or that any animal's body is designed to stop fertilization. As a matter of fact, anything that's designed to go into the body, every food designed for every animal is designed to increase fertilization. It's designed to increase lifespan. That's what it's designed for. So anything you're putting in your body anything that would cause sterilization is definitely not designed for your body. Now, techniques to overcome these limitations are given below. So they're going to try to figure out a way to get around the divine universal laws, as always, right? That's what they do. Now, techniques to overcome these limitations are given below. Optimization of coding sequence of bacterial viral genes for expressing as plant nuclear genes, okay? So they're going to optimize the coding sequence of these bacterial viral genes. What does that mean? That means they're going to plan on changing what? The DNA sequence, the coding sequence of the DNA. Now, when you change any DNA structure, what have you actually done? You've turned it into an object that is not designed for the body any longer. You turn it into something else. That's why cooking, right, as we talk about in carcinogenic compounds, that's why cooking is carcinogenic in the first place. Anything you cook. Why? Because when you cook, you change the what? Molecular structure of the item. What animal, as I always ask you all, what animal cooks its food? What on the planet besides man, let me ask you that, cooks its food? None. I wonder why. I wonder why not. Because when you cook it, you have changed the molecular structure. The body no longer recognizes it. It puts mucus around it and tries to get it out of your body as quick as possible without the actual item or the vitamins or minerals or any of it going into the body. It encapsulates it. It wants to get rid of it immediately. Right? That's its goal. Why? Because it does not belong in your body. Expression in plasmids. Plant virus expressing foreign genes. Okay, so there's techniques to overcome. Why is it saying plant viruses expressing foreign genes? They're going to use plant viruses. Right? Coat protein fusions. Viral assisted expression in transgenic plants. Notice what they're, I just really want you to really, because we're deeper into this now. We're like in the 6th chapter of this, basically, right? Or the 6th video. I want you to really think about it. Like viral assisted expression. They're going to assist the virus expression in these plants. Right? Because remember how the vaccines work. They put a portion of the virus in you so your body can fight it. But then they just talked about breaking down your immune system to the point it will allow the virus in. That is crazy. That's mentally ill. That's a mental illness. To even be thinking like that is crazy. Promoter elements of bean yellow dwarf virus with reporter genes, right? The beta glucuronidase, or DAS, excuse me. I said that wrong. That's a hard one, though. I ain't gonna lie. And green fluorescent protein, GFP, substituted later with target antigen genes, okay? So promoter elements, they're going to use the promoter elements of the bean yellow dwarf virus, right? Do you want the bean yellow dwarf virus in your body? Please put a 1 in the chat if you want bean yellow dwarf virus in your body. Please put yes. I would like the bean yellow dwarf virus in my body. Just say yes to that if that's what you would like. Please, I would like to see that. Somebody that actually wants that. The saddest part is the people that are actually taking these, or going to be taking these terrible items, right? That's going to be taking these, what do they call them? Immunizations or edible vaccines. The ones that are going to be taking these, they actually don't want the yellow dwarf virus in their body either. But the way that they will promote it, the way that they will bring it to the public, they will be so duped, so tricked, right? So bamboozled into this that they will be running and spending their hard-earned money to get the yellow dwarf virus into their body, to get E. coli into their body, to get streptococcus into their body, right? They're going to be spending their money for this. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's how brainwashed and sick they have made us. That's amazing, ain't it? I mean, just think about. I really want you to just think about the genius that it takes to get someone to put viruses into their body. Do you know how many hours, how much work, how much deceit you have to spend time writing and putting together and promoting, and how much money it took to get people to actually do that? That is correct. That's deep. That's powerful. I mean, that's that is, you talk about masters of mendacity. I mean, that is mendacious. Antigen genes may be linked with regulatory elements which switch on the genes more readily or do so only at selected times. Okay? This is their solution. Antigen genes may be linked with regulatory elements which switch on the genes more readily or do so only at selected times, after the plant is nearly fully grown, or only in its edible regions. Exposure to some outside activator molecule can also be tried. Right? Man. So that's real. Now, next video, we're going to go into side effects. Do we have any questions on the floor on anything we went over tonight? Or, yeah, first of all, anything we went over tonight. It's been a while, so I'll let y'all ask any questions in a second. But I really like to know if you all, and go back and make sure you watch the other videos, because the other videos, it breaks down. There's a lot of information through those videos as far as what these are, what foods they're going to be putting them in. They already got it mapped out, boo. They ain't playing with you. They are not playing. And again, remember, I want you to just see this so you all can see it clearly where this is coming from. This is the National Library of Medicine, PubMed Central. If you understand PubMed and who they are, and the National Library of Medicine, if you understand that, these are accredited sources. You can't you can't just write in these. No. All of this has to be study, research. These, you got what I'm saying? Like, this is like top tier. So I want you to understand, this is a credible resource. I'm going to bring you to 2025 on it, though. This was what, 2013? I'm going to bring you to 2025. That's 22 years later. This was 22 years ago. With AI and all that, how fast, where do you think they're at now? Where do you think they're at now? Any questions on the floor? Okay, if there's no questions on this, then do we have any questions on anything health-wise? Anything on where we're moving next? What's going on? What are your next steps? Senart, there's a test that I want you to take. Yeah, I definitely want you. There's a test you need to take. I found one that you definitely have to take that I think will help you. I'm going to give y'all a couple seconds for questions, because I know y'all sometimes be behind me. Any questions? If there's no questions, I'm going to close out. Prayerfully, y'all got something out of this. But that first, those other videos are good. You need to go back and watch them for real. All right, so if there's no questions, we're going to go ahead and close out. I appreciate everybody's time. See you all at the top of your health journey. Peace.
For the rest of this video and more videos like these, you can join us at patreon.com/health class. Again, that's patreon.com/health class. And join one of our paid tiers. Any of them will do. And you join one of those tiers, you can watch the rest of these videos, as well as all the other videos that I produced, including my former health classes, which is 4 to 8 hours of information that can help you on your health journey to the top. All right. So I look forward to sharing that adventure with you. I look forward to seeing you at the top of your health journey. Peace.